Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to the channel. TammyTalks here. Power, power, power. I have not had an episode of a show take me through an array of emotions from anger to secondhand embarrassment to pain to sadness to anguish. Like, I went through so many emotions watching this episode. So I had to do a recap on it. If you're new to my channel, I break down TV shows and pop culture one video at a time with my own thoughts, opinions, and theories in each and every video. So if you enjoy that type of content, y'all go ahead, hit that subscribe button, thumbs it up, and then hop in the comment section and list your opinions and what you thought about the episode down below. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. So the episode starts off with Davis. He's on the top of the building. He's drunk. Cooper Saxe comes up, and, you know, Davis is still kind of feeling the way that his brother is mad at him. So remember on the last episode, when Theo got out, Theo kind of felt like, what was the point of me going to jail for you in the first place if you're just going to be crooked, you know, and end up going to jail yourself? You know, Theo feels like he's wasted all these years because now Davis might go into jail himself anyways. So he's up there and they're drinking, and he tells Saxe, you know what, you're a halfway decent dude. So you see a little bit of guilt, a little bit of like, damn, wash over Saxe. Davis gets a call from Monet, telling him that Diana was just arrested. So they show Monet back at the house, and, you know, she's worried that Diana is going to flip and dime her out because of the way that you've been treating her. So Saxe offers to go and get Diana out, and he's like, because you can't go because you're drunk. And Davis is like, yeah, it's 20 blocks away. By the time I get there, I'll be good to go. But Saxe is like, nah, I'll go get her out for you. And I'm like, all right. Okay, Saxe, I don't get caught being too cocky. So Diana is sitting in the interrogation room, and she was like, y'all don't have nothing on me. Let me guess. Salim called, you know, he's mad because I won't get back with him. That's all this is. And they like, nah, we got you up on the roof, you know, with the little brick locker situation they had going. That's why you're here. We have actual proof. Diana being real mouthy. Well, I know my rights. I'm a first-time offender, and if I do this, I'll get community service. It's like, Diana, be quiet until your lawyer gets there. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. You're being too mouthy right now. I don't think that Diana would flip, but it was still kind of like, girl, you're doing too much. So Tariq Tariq actually goes and tells Davis that Saxe is the CI. You know, he heard from Lauren that, you know, Saxe is working with the feds and they're investigating us for a RICO. Davis, who was still kind of drunk, goes and get a gun because now he's ready to go off Saxe. I said, finally, somebody trying to go and take Saxe out. Saxe has been alive far too long. Saxe really should have been gone quiet as it's kept like season 3 or 4 of Power. Let's be real. So Tariq talks him down and it's like, no, you can't do this. And Davis is like, damn, he's right now trying to get Diana out. So now Davis has to completely sober up. Tariq then goes to Monet's house and he's like, there's a RICO investigation on all of us. All of us. So now everybody's kind of on guard because a RICO is serious. Any arrest, any felony misdemeanor charge, I think they're all serious. I don't have a record. But a RICO, there's no coming back from that. So Kane goes to see Effie. He wants to put her up on game and find out if he can see if he can figure out anything that happened with Diana. Like, how did she get caught? Like, what drugs did she even have? So Effie answered and it's like, I hope you're not here because this, that, and the other. Girl, ain't nobody thinking about you. I do not like Effie. Nobody is thinking about you. So Kane is like, I'm not here for that. I just want to know, what was Diana doing? You know, I know you know something. She like, people get caught every day, B. Cannot stand that heifer. So he's like, look, yeah, it's not everybody that got caught though. It's my sister. I want to know what happened. Effie tells him, she been dealing out the candy shop. Maybe she got caught up on the roof as cameras. Next thing you know, they're kissing, and we are to presume that they fucked. I said, okay, girl, you knew you liked Kane. Or is this some get back at Tariq? I don't know. Either way, Effie and Kane should have been together. It makes sense. It just makes sense. So David shows up at the precinct and he sees Jenny and Sax talking because Sax told Jenny, I'm here to represent Diana. She was like, no, it's unethical for you to do this and to go back and forth. So Davis comes in, sees them talking, kind of gives Sax a look because now he knows that Sax has been, basically telling all their business to the feds. So in the interrogation room, Sax and Davis have a dick slinging contest, and they're both, Sax is really on some, well, just tell us what you know, and then we can protect you. Meanwhile, Davis, who knows that Sax is now the CI and the mole, is like, no, you don't know what was in the bag, you can't prove it, blah, blah, blah. So Diana finally is like, both of y'all shut up. Let me figure this, let me just think for a minute. So Davis spills some coffee on Sax so that he can slide a note to Diana, telling her pin everything on Effie. Trust me. So Tariq goes to Effie's room and asks her to move some product. He was like, Wall Street is too hot right now. Basically, I need you to kind of be like on the corner boy, and I need you to do that type of stuff. She was, real indignant. She still got a little attitude with Tariq. You're mad at him because he's mad at you for killing his girlfriend. The fuck is wrong with Effie? Why would he not be mad at you? I haven't liked Effie since the original Power when she got Tariq expelled from school, but I guess everybody's forgetting that. Effie is the original snitch, but she's mad at, but whatever. So she's telling him, well, I want my own product. I want to start getting my own stuff. I need money, whatever the case. He gives her that. Kane is in the bathroom hiding, so he can kind of, they didn't want to have it turn into a big dick slinging contest again. So Kiki shows up. Wait, before that, Monet goes and talks to the Castillos. So Evelyn and I call them the G boys because I think all their names start with G, right? So she's telling them, we got to shut everything down. The block is hot right now. They're looking at us for, like a little Rico. We got to push shit off the streets. We need y'all to do the same. Lay low for a couple days. Then we can get the game going back strong. One of the little boys, I don't want to say little boys, but one of the sons, one of the Castillo sons, was like, they ain't got nothing to do with us. So Evelyn is like, look, we gonna do what she said. Basically, if it's hot right now, then it's hot. Evelyn then asks Drew, have you heard from Gordo? We know that Drew took Gordo out last episode. They good for getting rid of a body. So Drew was like, nah, haven't heard from him. One of the other ones was like, oh, y'all got trouble in Paradise, Romeo? And Drew was like, no, everything is all good. Drew looked hella suspicious in that moment. I'm surprised that Evelyn and her other sons didn't peep that. Drew was, it wasn't authentic. It wasn't fluid. It was very cringe. It was like, damn, Drew, you look like you are about to be like, I did it now. What? Like, that's the vibe. That's how it looked. So Kiki pulls up at Braden's house. Braden didn't show up to work. So Kiki pulls up. Braden is like, it's a Ponzi scheme. Everything is a scam. It's a lie. Okay. I mean, it's fucked up for sure. But it's also like, look at what you do for a living too. A living. So she tells him, look, a lady named Mohei Tejada keeps calling, demanding a meeting with Lucas. Keep your people in check, basically. So Monet is telling Kane, where were you last night? And he was like, I was trying to figure it out. And she was like, nah, you was up in some scholarship pussy. Meanwhile, we are trying to figure out how we are going to get from underneath this Rico. And Kane is like, a Rico? Yes, a Rico. You weren't here for the meeting when we found out about that. So he was like, we're trying, don't tell anything to Effie. So Kane is like, y'all about to try to pin this on Effie, because now Kane is all up and enamored and in love with her now, because he done finally got to hit that. So now Kane is going to do everything he can to protect Effie, and this is about to be annoying. So she tells him, stop trying to think for yourself and do what I tell you. And Kane is like, oh, because you don't want me to realize that I don't need you. But Kane, you do, because Kane is very brash and Kane does not think before he does stuff. Kane doesn't do the proper research. And she's like, yeah, just like how you messed up your father's money by, working with Westing Holdings. Now, I don't know if Monet knows that it's a Ponzi scheme. Like, did Brayden tell her? So I really, that part didn't make sense. How does Monet know this already? So she's like, the white boys don't want to see us win. Why would you invest it there? Yada, yada, yada. That's your fault, Monet, for giving this particular son all that money to deal with. You should have gave it to Drew. You should have gave it to Diana. Hell, you should have asked Tariq what he should do with it. But quietness is kept. Tariq probably would have gave it to Westing Holdings too. So y'all are screwed because that money is gone. So Tariq is talking to Brayden at their internship. Tells him, look, there's a RICO coming down on us. Brayden was like, well, shoot, this is a Ponzi scheme. Tariq is like, so that means that my trust fund money is gone. And Brayden is like, yeah, everything's gone. I'm like, what an unfortunate turn of events, right? So Tariq said he is sick of playing defense. We need to get on some fucking offense. I said, well, get into it. What y'all gonna do? Seems like y'all are always on offense, right? So... okay, so Monet rolls up on Lucas at the country club. They was like, excuse me, miss. She comes in, sits down, and was like, look, when I call you, answer. When I say I want my money, I want my shit back. I said, look at Mary, being just as aggressive as she want to be. This is not how this would go in real life, but it's entertaining for the show. So... she was like, when I say I want my money back, I want my money back. And Lucas is like, got you. So then she picks up his martini and was like, that was good. I said, look at this. That scene, none of it was believable. But it was also like, why did they have her drink his martini? I didn't quite get that. So Sax is meeting with Diana. He looked like he got her some Shake Shack. And she is up in there maxing, and she was like, whew, sorry I'm eating like this, but they ain't give me no food. So Diana is like, I don't know if I can trust Davis because I feel like he's only looking out for Monet. So we see Diana start to put the wheels in motion to where she can get Sax to trust her more and make him feel as if she doesn't trust Davis. So she asks Sax, if I ask you something, if I tell you something, can you promise not to tell Davis? So Sax so dumbass falls for it, and next thing we see is him slamming Effie's picture down to Jenny and Blanca, and it's like, this is her. And they're like, how did you even find this out? So then Sax is like, I am representing Diana. Blanca is like, this is stupid. This is slimy. Like, she's not with the way that Sax works, because it just shows that Sax is back to his old shit. So she was like, if we go forward with this, it's going to blow your cover. And he was like, I'm okay with that. So Kane calls Effie and asks her, like, are you sure you want to be Tariq's gopher? Like, are you sure you want to do this shit? And she was like, why? Like, what's going on? If you got something to say, go ahead and say it. While he's getting ready to tell her not to trust Tariq, just because, and it's all because Kane just has a super hard on for Tariq, we hear, like, Drew upstairs going brazy. So Drew is upstairs breaking shit and tearing up his house, which I've never understood. If you're upset, why are you going to tear up your own stuff? So Drew is upstairs trashing his room, all because Everett done came out as gay, has a little white boyfriend, and it's on like the breaking news sports center. So Drew said he's going to go drink until he blacks out. I said, well, there you go. There you have it. So we then get a scene with Tate, and he's at this debate, ate his opponent up, because even though Tate is slimy in the sleaze, he's still extremely smart. He's charismatic. So he knows how to say stuff, how to phrase stuff to get everybody to kind of fall for his charm. And that's basically what happens, because he ends up getting a meeting with Braden's father to see if he can get Weston Holdings to, or just the Weston name really, to donate to him and to back him with his campaign. So Theo comes up to the office to see Davis. To see Davis and Sax. Davis is still very much upset with Sax, side-eyeing him and shit. Don't like the kikiing that's going on between his brother and Sax. So Sax leaves, and Theo tells him that the clinic said I'm a perfect candidate for the trial. My treatments are going great, which is cool. So Sax, the way that Davis was treating Sax, Theo picks up on. So Theo was like, so what's wrong with the white boy? And Davis is like, look, I just found out that he's been crossing me, whatever the case. He's working with the feds. So Theo was like, we got to take him out, yo. Done. Done. We got to get him out of here. And Davis is like, I got it. It'll be handled. We're going to get to the bottom of it. So Tate is talking, Tariq rolls up on RSJ at the debate, tells him Weston Holdings is a Ponzi scheme. So your money is gone. So RSJ is like, so you just fucking screwed me. And Tariq is like, I'm screwed as well, because I have also lost my entire trust fund. So he's like, so RSJ is like, well, cool. We can go on down. We can call the SEC and we can get all this. Is it SEC? I should know, because I work in that industry. I feel like he said SEC. He said, we can call the SEC. We can put the drop in. We can, get everything cleared up. And Tariq is like, if you do that, then your money's gone. My trust fund is gone. RSJ said, look, I do things by the book, okay? I'm not going to blackmail nobody. You got me into this shady ass shit. I wouldn't have signed with them if it wasn't for you. Tariq said, look, I didn't know it was shady. I didn't know it was a Ponzi scheme. Like, I literally just found out like a couple hours ago. So don't get mad at me. I didn't know either. My money is tied up in this too. So they decide that they're going to have to move forward and figure something out. And we can assume that they're going to go through with like blackmail. So now that the feds they got this tip about Effie, they're going to roll with her. They start following her. They see her pick up the coffee cups because they're so fucking stupid and brazen that they got the damn no frap, no cap on frap logo on the box. They got her picking up boxes and shit. So Drew done followed Everett. Y'all, when I thought that Drew took his ass to Oklahoma. Y'all, the way I hollered in this apartment, I thought that he followed Everett to Oklahoma and was out there stalking him there. But Everett apparently is in New York. Drew was sitting in the same bar as him and his boyfriend, looking at him, looking at this shit on Instagram. I said, this is a mess. So they happen to see each other walking out. Everett comes over. Drew's so emotional and he starts screaming, you got everything, I got nothing. He's sobbing and shit, causing the scene. I was over it. What's notable is during this scene, he's saying how he found somebody, and because everything got messed up, now that person is gone. Drew, while we know Kane is a fuck up, Drew is just as big of a fuck up because he's emotional and does shit like this. Why are you doing all this crying and weeping and shit in public? That had me hot. What are you doing? Ridiculous. So Effie gets to the warehouse and the cops, the feds jump out. They go and they arrest her. She tried to run. I said, Lord have mercy. So she tried to run. They go in. They see all the stuff in the warehouse. They see all the bags. They think it's that good cocaine. It's not. It is just bags of sugar. So Effie is ultimately let go. Tariq is watching on a camera. And he texts Monet that it's done. Monet then texts Evelyn that it is done. While Monet texts Evelyn, we see one of her sons is telling her, yo, look at this. Shows her the iPad. It's a video of Drew having this emotional rant saying that the guy that he was with that he loved is now gone. So they like, oh, we just asked Drew about Gordo. You said you ain't know where he was. Now all of a sudden he's gone. So Evelyn is like, oh, we got to pay another visit. Because basically the Tejada's been taking out the Castillos. Taking them out. Pow, 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 pow. Every chance they get, they taking one of them out. So we got to have another conversation because I asked you where my son was. You said you didn't know, but this tells another story. It was the caption, not the caption, the title of the video for me. Whose mans is this? I said, oh, Drew is just fuck up, man. Jesus. So Effie shows up at the Tejada house, and she asks them, or tells them, I understand what y'all did, but why didn't y'all just tell me? Then she was like, you know what, it's cool, because I did the same thing. And then she tells Kane, come on, let's go. I said, wow. So Tarika's like, you know about this to Monet? She said, I don't give a fuck who's fucking who. But what I do know is that you need to go get my money. I want a cashier's check for down to the penny Monday. So Tariq texts Brayden and was like, we don't have much time. Because Monet about to kill all y'all asses because y'all playing with her money now. So Jeannie is talking to Sax. She thinks that Sax is working for the Tejadas and that this was all a setup to burn her. And Sax was like, nah, y'all team was sloppy shit. I gave y'all all the information. I gave y'all what y'all needed. Y'all messed this up. So they're going back and forth. Jenny said that she has shit all over her now. This is the second time she has been burned in relation to these people. So like now she's losing all credibility when it comes to like this RICO, which is now about to be shut down because you put in all this manpower. We've been, we entrusted you to do this and y'all gave us bags of sugar. So it's a wrap for you, Jenny. So Sax tells her, because she tells him, I can't get protection for you now. So basically, even though the Tejadas and Davis and all them might be after Sax, I can't give you protection because I'm mad that she feels like Sax set her up when he really didn't. So Sax is like, look, you are only loyal to your fucked up ambition, and that's a lonely life to live, but it suits you. So then she was like, fuck you, Sax, and he was like, never again. Never again. I said, put your foot down. But now Sax is scared because now, it's about to be a bounty on Sax's head. So as Sax is walking out, he calls Tariq and leaves a voicemail and it's like, look, I know where Tasha and Yaz are. I'm the only person. And if you kill me, then that information dies with me too. So, call your dogs off. And I'm like, that's not the way to do this, Tariq. I mean, that's not the way to do this, Sax. You are basically working against him and you gonna hold his mama and his sister over his head because you are not the only person that knows. Tamika knows. Bye, Sax. Bye. So Sax gets in the car, and I be damned if Theo is in the car and has a gun, puts it to his head, and said, drive. I said, Lord, this ain't got nothing to do with nobody. This is all Theo's doing. So then we get a meeting with RSJ talking to Lucas, Tariq, and Brayden. And RSJ was like, I know that Weston Holdings is a Ponzi scheme. Lucas is pissed and it's like, my nephew was lying. He's a lying, ungrateful piece of... Nah, you got caught. You the dum-dum that actually admitted it to Brayden. That's on you. So RSJ is demanding his money back, the Tejada money back, and Tariq's trust fund back, or he is going to report them. Lucas said, well, no, I don't have the money to do that. RSJ said, that's cool, because we can do a payment plan, and let's hope that I get all my money back, because I don't want to have to drop the dime on you, because you're going to go to big boy jail, for sure. So Harper is mad at Rashad, because he did meet up with Lucas and had the meeting for Weston Holdings. She found out from Bruce Andrea. So earlier after the debate, Harper and Tate had this conversation where she doesn't want him working with the Westons because, that's not the right move. Those are slimy people, yada, yada, yada. Tate promised her that he would not. He wants her to marry him. He needs a woman on his arms. He needs a wife that helps you in politics. It was a whole thing, but now it is all crashed and burned because she is now broke up with him because she can't, she can't trust him. She don't want to get in bed with somebody that is going to be this slimy, this grimy, and, trust the wrong people, basically. So Tariq is in Davis's office, and he's telling him about Sax's voicemail. Davis gets a call about his brother's treatment and finds out that his brother is not a good candidate and the treatment is not going to work. So Davis calls Theo and it's like, why are you lying about your treatment? You need to answer the phone. So Theo has been ignoring ignoring Davis's phone calls. Sax has been ignoring Tariq's phone calls. So they're like, ding, ding, ding. Maybe they're together because I told Theo that Sax, had crossed me. And they're like, we need Sax to stay alive. Otherwise, this all blows up even worse against us. And they're like, I know where they are. And they take off running towards there. Diana gets out of jail. This was the comic relief scene of the episode. She gets out of jail and she's like, look, I want out of the game. I want to transfer down to Spelman where I can have a fresh start. Monet said, I'll go upside your head and that'll be the fresh start. I said, Jesus Christ. She's like, get your dumb ass in the car. Diana, you knew good and goddamn well that you getting out of jail, you cannot just go ahead and tell your mama, I think I want to go to Spelman now. Girl, what? You have a rap sheet now. You're in the system now, which sucks. So Diana's still worried about her pending charges. They said that Davis will take care of it. We'll see what's going to happen. We will see what's going to happen. So Kane and Effie are once again fucking. All right, so now it's a thing. And he asked her if she's really okay with how everything went down earlier. And she was like 100%. She asked him. He was like somewhere between 80 and 110. I don't understand what that meant. So then they get a knock on the door and they were like, maintenance, we need to check the vents for a gas leak. So they get dressed. I'll be damned if it's Blanca if he gets arrested. So Kane is like, y'all got a warrant? She said, pipe down, nigga, before I take you on in with her. So Effie is walking out. She's like, y'all, I'm not arrested for the drugs, whatever. They roll down the window. They said, no, you're arrested for attempted murder. And Lauren's ass is in the back. That's the bitch that tried to kill me. I said, if you are going to kill somebody, you need to make sure that they are dead. Make sure they are dead. You know what I mean? So Kane is like, come running out. He sees Lauren in the backseat too. And he looks just as shook because now it's an even bigger issue. Even bigger issue. So then the final scene that we get is Theo and Sax are at the helicopter pad. Tariq and Davis come running up. And Theo is saying how, he's doing this for Davis. Davis never asked him what he really wanted. He shoots Sax in the back through the heart. Sax falls out. He's bleeding out. And he then kills himself. He then offs himself. I screamed and cried and sank to the floor right with Method Man because it was so unexpected. But goodbye, Sax. Bye. I feel nothing for Sax dying. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sax has been a thorn in everybody's ass on this show. And I feel like Sax was playing both sides. He has continually played both sides. He has always done this. And this is just evolution, karma, whatever you want to call it. This is everything coming to a head for Sax. So, bye, babe. So, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.